In 1963, a Greek myth adaptation hit theaters and left an indelible mark on fantasy filmmaking. Jason and the Argonauts didn't just retell an ancient legend. It unleashed a skeleton army so lifelike, audiences were stunned. Ray Harryhausen, the visionary behind the film's effects, spent 4 painstaking months animating 7 skeletal warriors frame by frame. His stop-motion mastery brought eerie realism to the battle, with each skeleton moving in sync with live actors, a feat that pushed practical effects into new territory. Harryhausen's perfectionism was legendary. He reportedly reshot entire sequences if a single movement felt off. The Hydra and the towering bronze giant Talos joined the skeletons as unforgettable creations, showcasing the animator's unmatched attention to detail. Though the film saw modest box office returns, its visual achievements earned it cult status. Directors like Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson have cited Harryhausen's work as foundational to their cinematic vision. The skeleton army endures as a symbol of handcrafted magic, proof that the most haunting illusions often come from the most human effort. On December 23, 1958, the 7th voyage of Sinbad introduced audiences to a new kind of cinematic sorcery. Ray Harryhausen's dynamation process seamlessly blended stop-motion creatures with live-action footage, forever altering fantasy filmmaking. The film Cyclops, a towering one-eyed menace, took months to animate for just minutes of screen time. Harryhausen meticulously adjusted each joint and facial feature to create lifelike movement. Dragon battles pushed the technique further, with actors reacting to empty space that would later be filled with animated monsters. Bernard Herrmann's thunderous score elevated the spectacle, turning miniature models into mythic threats. Fresh off his work on Vertigo, Herrmann understood how music could amplify the emotional weight of fantasy. The film's success reignited interest in mythological adventures and solidified Harryhausen's reputation. His obsessive craftsmanship, rumored to include reshooting entire scenes for minor imperfections, paid off in timeless visuals. Today's filmmakers still study his work, drawn to the tactile realism that digital effects often lack. In 1940, while London endured the Blitz, a British fantasy epic quietly reshaped cinema forever. The Thief of Baghdad didn't just dazzle with its technicolor brilliance, it redefined what visual storytelling could accomplish. Lawrence W. Butler, the film's special effects pioneer, introduced the blue screen traveling matte process, a breakthrough that earned an Academy Award and became a cornerstone of Hollywood effects. Behind the curtain, Butler's team blended miniatures, optical illusions, and hand-painted backdrops to craft scenes that still leave modern viewers astonished. The flying carpet sequences demanded a symphony of innovation. Actors performed in front of blue screens while miniature carpets soared through intricate matte paintings, creating illusions so seamless that audiences forgot they were watching 1940s technology. The genie's emergence from his lamp pushed optical effects to their peak, combining layered exposures with practical stagecraft. Despite wartime disruptions forcing production to shift between studios, the film united British and Hollywood talent in a rare collaboration. Some believe the chaos of war only intensified the team's resolve to create something transcendent, a vivid escape from grim reality. The film's lush visuals and imaginative design left a lasting imprint on fantasy cinema. Disney animators later drew inspiration from its Arabian Nights aesthetic when crafting Aladdin. Even today, digital artists admire how Butler's analog techniques achieved a warmth and authenticity that CGI often struggles to replicate. When King Kong premiered in 1933, it left audiences awestruck with its unprecedented special effects and the unforgettable image of a giant ape rampaging through New York City. At the heart of this cinematic marvel was Willis O'Brien's groundbreaking stop-motion animation, which painstakingly brought Kong to life, frame by frame. O'Brien and his team spent countless hours manipulating miniature models, imbuing Kong with a sense of weight, emotion, and realism that had never before been seen on screen. The film's iconic climax atop the Empire State Building remains a milestone in visual effects history. O'Brien's crew ingeniously combined miniatures, rear projection, and optical printing to blend different scales and create seamless interactions between Kong and the live-action actors. These techniques allowed for believable scenes of chaos and drama, making the audience feel as if a real giant ape was battling airplanes high above Manhattan. Sound design played a crucial role in Kong's impact. The creature's roar was crafted from a blend of lion, tiger, and bear sounds, slowed down and manipulated to evoke a sense of primal terror. This innovative approach to sound added another layer of realism and menace to Kong's presence, making him both terrifying and sympathetic. King Kong's box office success was a lifeline for RKO Pictures during the depths of the Great Depression, but its influence extended far beyond financial rescue. The film set a new standard for fantasy and monster movies, inspiring generations of filmmakers. O'Brien's imaginative techniques proved that creativity and craftsmanship could transcend technological limitations, forever changing the landscape of special effects and fantasy cinema. MGM's 1939 release of The Wizard of Oz redefined cinematic fantasy. Its use of Technicolor created one of film's most iconic transitions, from sepia-toned Kansas to the vibrant world of Oz. The tornado sequence showcased practical effects at their finest. A 35-foot muslin sock, miniatures, and wind machines created a twister that remains legendary. The farmhouse interior, built on a rotating platform, gave the illusion of chaos and weightlessness. Behind the scenes, the pursuit of visual perfection had real consequences. Buddy Ebsen, the original Tin Man, suffered severe lung issues from aluminum powder makeup and was replaced by Jack Haley, who used a safer paste. These incidents highlight the risks early makeup techniques posed to actors. Ray Bolger's Scarecrow makeup allowed expressive movement, enhancing his performance. Matte paintings and backdrops by Warren Newcomb brought Oz to life, from the Emerald City to the Yellow Brick Road. Though it initially underperformed at the box office, television broadcasts in the 1950s turned the film into a beloved classic. Its influence on fantasy cinema remains unmatched. In 1949, a gentle giant named Joe captured hearts and earned an Oscar, revolutionizing how fantasy creatures could be brought to life. Mighty Joe Young wasn't just a spectacle, it was a milestone in stop-motion animation. Willis O'Brien, the genius behind King Kong, joined forces with a young Ray Harryhausen to animate Joe, a 12-foot gorilla realized through a small puppet with astonishing emotional range. Joe's subtle eye movements and expressive face made him feel alive, not mechanical. O'Brien's perfectionism reportedly stretched the production schedule, with some scenes requiring countless takes to perfect the interaction between live actors and their animated co-star. The film's emotional climax, Joe rescuing children from a burning orphanage, remains a masterclass in visual storytelling. Miniature sets, live-action footage, and stop-motion blended so seamlessly that audiences forgot they were watching effects. The film won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, validating O'Brien's pioneering techniques and launching Harryhausen's legendary career. Today, filmmakers still study these methods, recognizing how they solved complex compositing challenges long before digital tools existed. Joe's legacy proves that when technical brilliance meets heartfelt storytelling, the result is timeless movie magic. When Journey to the Center of the Earth premiered in 1959, it transformed Hollywood sound stages into prehistoric realms using nothing but ingenuity and elbow grease. Director Henry Levin's adaptation of Jules Verne's novel pushed practical effects to their limits. The film's boldest move? Turning live iguanas and monitor lizards into dinosaurs by outfitting them with prosthetic spines and tails, then filming them in slow motion. These reptilian actors often went off script, requiring patience and multiple takes. Massive cavern sets spanned several sound stages, using forced perspective and layered rock formations to simulate vast underground worlds. Lighting crews used colored gels and strategic shadows to create depth and mystery. Lava scenes combined dyed water, smoke machines, and precise camera work to mimic molten flows. Actors like James Mason endured intense heat and fumes, with Mason reportedly suffering heat exhaustion during extended shoots. Though the team considered using real volcanic footage, safety and budget concerns kept them grounded. The film's daring visuals earned 3 Academy Award nominations and proved that audiences crave spectacle, even when it came with real-world risks. In 1959, Disney's Darby O'Gill and the Little People brought leprechauns to life with astonishing realism. Visual effects supervisor Eustace Lysett and animator Joshua Meter used forced perspective and split-screen techniques to shrink actors convincingly. Oversized sets and precise camera placement allowed full-sized actors to appear alongside 3-foot-tall leprechauns. Matte paintings by Peter Ellenshaw completed the illusion, transporting viewers to a mystical Ireland. The film's most chilling moment, the death coach sequence, featured a ghostly carriage and a banshee whose scream was crafted from layered sound effects. Early test audiences were reportedly terrified, prompting Disney to fine-tune the balance between eerie and family-friendly. Walt Disney personally oversaw many effects, demanding retakes until the illusion felt flawless. His insistence on authenticity influenced later projects, including Disneyland's use of forced perspective in its architecture. A young Sean Connery performed many of his own stunts, adding physical realism to the fantasy. The film's blend of technical wizardry and grounded performances helped cement its place as a fantasy classic. In 1953, the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T brought Dr. Seuss's surreal vision to life in a way no one expected. This wasn't just a children's film. It was a bold experiment in practical effects and set design. Production designer Rudolf Sternad faced the challenge of translating Theodore Geisel's imagination into physical form. His solution? Go big and bizarre. The film's centerpiece, a 150-foot piano, spanned an entire soundstage and required custom engineering. Forced perspective was key. Oversized props, distorted furniture, and towering corridors created a dreamlike world. Matte paintings extended sets into infinity, while costumes turned actors into living cartoons. Though the film flopped at the box office, its visual daring inspired future filmmakers. Guillermo del Toro and others have cited it as a major influence. Some believe today's renewed interest in tactile handmade visuals can be traced back to this overlooked gem. Powell and Pressburger's 1951 adaptation of The Tales of Hoffmann transformed Jacques Offenbach's opera into a dazzling Technicolor dreamscape, pushing the boundaries of what cinema could achieve. Rather than simply translating the opera to film, the duo reimagined it as a work of visual poetry, where every frame was meticulously crafted to evoke wonder and enchantment. The filmmakers employed a host of innovative techniques to bring Hoffmann's fantastical tales to life. Double exposures animated enchanted mirrors, allowing characters to interact with their own reflections in ways that felt magical and otherworldly. Choreographed camera movements and carefully designed sets turned painted backdrops into immersive, shifting worlds, blurring the line between stage and screen. The famous doll sequence, in which dancers mimic the jerky movements of mechanical toys, stands out as a masterclass in optical illusion and physical performance. Technicolor was used to its fullest potential, with bold reds, deep blues, and shimmering golds saturating the screen and enhancing the film's surreal, dreamlike atmosphere. Hand-painted sets and experimental lighting techniques gave each scene a unique, ethereal glow, making the film feel like a living painting. Some of the film's most daring visual effects were so experimental that even the crew doubted their success until the final prints were revealed. The Academy took notice, nominating The Tales of Hoffmann for art direction and costume design, recognizing its groundbreaking achievements. Modern directors, including Martin Scorsese, have cited Hoffmann as a major influence, praising its seamless blend of opera and cinema. The film's innovative approach created a hybrid art form that continues to captivate audiences and inspire filmmakers seeking pure visual storytelling. In 1962, George Pal's The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm dared to attempt what few filmmakers had, shooting a full narrative feature in Cinerama, the notoriously complex, 3-camera widescreen format typically reserved for travelogues. This ambitious fantasy anthology didn't just test technical limits, it redefined them with a blend of practical effects that still astonish modern audiences. The film's standout moment was its dragon sequence, animated frame by Jim Danforth. His stop-motion creature blended seamlessly with live-action footage, a remarkable feat given Cinerama's demanding triple-screen projection. Each puppet movement had to align precisely with the sweeping camera work, requiring extraordinary precision. Costume designer Mary Wills earned an Academy Award nomination for her elaborate period attire, which helped immerse viewers in a fairy tale world. Meanwhile, the effects team constructed oversized props and used forced perspective to conjure medieval magic without a single digital enhancement. Despite the logistical headaches, Cinerama's synchronized cameras turned even basic shots into complex undertakings. The film gained recognition for its technical daring. Some scenes reportedly took days to shoot due to camera alignment issues, and whispers persist that the production scale nearly drained its budget. Ironically, these constraints may have enhanced the film's charm. Today, restored widescreen versions reveal a film far ahead of its time, a testament to the enduring power of cinematic ambition. In 1960, Columbia Pictures unveiled The Three Worlds of Guliver, a visual marvel that turned Jonathan Swift's satire into a cinematic spectacle. Ray Harryhausen, already a stop-motion legend, faced the challenge of manipulating scale like never before. To make Kerwin Matthews appear both giant and miniature, Harryhausen employed advanced split-screen and compositing techniques. Miniature sets just a few feet tall were paired with oversized props, allowing seamless transitions between perspectives. The illusion was so convincing that audiences believed Matthews truly towered over tiny landscapes, or shrank beneath towering furniture. Harryhausen also animated a massive alligator, capturing its movements frame by frame. Each second of footage required 24 individual photographs, with Harryhausen adjusting the model by hand. The film earned a BAFTA nomination for Best Special Effects, a rare feat for a modestly budgeted fantasy. Despite limited resources, its inventive use of scale and perspective remains a benchmark in practical effects, showcasing the artistry possible when creativity meets precision. In 1964, The Seven Faces of Dr. Lao showcased Tony Randall's astonishing transformation into 7 distinct characters, each brought to life through groundbreaking makeup and effects. William Tuttle's prosthetic work earned a Special Academy Award in 1965. Foam latex, intricate paint, and custom-fitted pieces turned Randall into a wise magician, a serpentine Medusa, a cantankerous Merlin, and more. Each transformation required hours of meticulous application. Beyond makeup, the film featured stop-motion animation for the Loch Ness Monster and optical effects that merged miniature circus sets with full-scale performances. These techniques created a whimsical world where fantasy felt tangible. The film's blend of Eastern mysticism and Western showmanship reflected Hollywood's growing global curiosity. Its practical effects continue to inspire filmmakers who value authentic transformation over digital convenience. In 1957, The Incredible Shrinking Man didn't just reduce its hero, it expanded the possibilities of visual storytelling. Special effects supervisor Clifford Stein used oversized props and rear projection to make Grant Williams appear minuscule. Giant milk bottles, mouse traps, and furniture turned everyday items into towering threats. The illusion was so convincing that it remains a benchmark in analog effects. The film's most harrowing moment, Williams battling a real tarantula, used forced perspective to terrifying effect. The spider's natural movements, magnified through clever camera work, created a scene still considered one of cinema's most chilling. Beyond visuals, the film explored existential themes of insignificance and identity. It won the Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation in 1958 and was preserved in the National Film Registry in 2009. Williams reportedly experienced real claustrophobia on set, adding authenticity to his performance. The film endures as a reminder that the best effects serve the story, not the other way around. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. Also consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to get notified of our new videos each week. Thanks for watching.